Newry. It's the morning programme. Rowan Hand, Patrick Ryan with me, the editor of the Newry Democrat. How are you, Patrick?
I'm great, Rowan.
It's good to see you. I'm well. You've been off. You've been on holiday. You had a good time. A well-earned rest you had there for a week, and you're now back. But where did you go? You went to the sun, did you?
I went to Dubai.
Dubai.
Yeah.
What's is that the place where you have this artificial island and the great skyscrapers and stuff like that?
Yeah, the world's tallest buildings there.
Wow.
The Burj Khalifa.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking.
Breathtaking
Yeah,
stuff.
it's a lovely part of the world.
Yeah, I remember some years back when we were together in the school, you had always a great interest in things beyond our universe.
Yes.
You must have been hugely chuffed at the landing on the comet.
Oh, amazing. It's mind-blowing, really.
Absolutely.
And when you think about what people are obsessed with and the troubles they have, and now we're able to land, on a comet and hopefully figure out where we came from.
Absolutely.
Well, or at least help.
The thing I thought was amazing about it, if you looked at the landscape on the comet, it could be the Sahara Desert or somewhere else.
Yeah.
There's nothing different under the universe.
No.
All rocks, so there's
Yeah.
all this, that, and the others all in there.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of the millions of miles.
Yeah, I think it's endlessly fascinating.
Oh, absolutely. I started with all of this as a boy when there was a program on Radio Luxembourg called Dan Dare, Pilot of the Future. I used to love that.
I remember him. Yeah.
Oh, he was in the Eagle comic as well.
Yeah.
So we're both space nerds, Patrick. I tell you,
right.
so that's a good thing. Now, the paper today, you've MI5 in Ardcarn Park on the front page. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it was a bit of a, I suppose, surprise element to the story. Obviously, it was highly publicised there last week that 7 men were arrested in connection to dissident terrorism activity, but now they were all formally charged yesterday. It's emerged that MI5 had the place bugged and are using surveillance equipment and overheard their conversation. So it's
The image of Z cars comes to mind. Fair Cop Gov. They were caught big time, and they've now appeared in court, and there will be further hearings.
Well, that's it. Obviously, because they've been charged now, we can't say too much on it, but that'll be one to watch.
Absolutely. The flooding was the big story. Did you remember in your tenure in the Democrat? Can you remember Bridge Street, the hollow there, ever flooding to that extent?
Absolutely not. No, it was unprecedented. It was, to be honest, it was like one of those documentaries you see what would happen with global warming when the streets overtaken with water.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have a photograph in there, of a gentleman sitting in a chair in Bridge Street with a fishing rod doing his bit of fishing, which is good there. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it was. Yourself, the whole city came to a standstill. In other parts of the district too. It was. I suppose it was quite frightening for a lot of people.
I suppose folk trapped in their houses and not knowing where it was going to end up.
Exactly, worried about damage. I know in my own house now, we were woken up at 7:15 by a police officer warning us that the flood was heading towards. It was all around the house like a moat. And
apocalyptic would be a word that we could use.
Well, it's not. It's never good to get the police at your front door, but for any reason. But thankfully there wasn't too much damage done. But it was at the same time it was a bit surreal to say the least.
Absolutely. Fair play to Durkan, the environment minister. He activated his plan immediately. Get the boxes ticked by the council, and there's £1,000 there for you to get you up and going. Not the compensation, though. That's for another day.
Yeah.
But the business of getting something, some kind of comfort back in your home again. That £1,000.
Absolutely, that's a huge help to a lot of families and especially when they're probably missing work as well.
Absolutely.
Not being able to get on the road.
Patrick, where else are you taking me today in the paper?
Yeah, it was actually in connection to the flooding story. We have in the paper Caroline Bramwell, who's a bride to be. Well, she was on Thursday. She did get married on Friday.
Yeah.
But she got married thanks to the quick thinking of the PSNI. Elodie Bride, which is on Bridge Street, was one of the places adversely hit.
Oh yes, it's a bridal shop.
Yes, yeah. And her wedding dress was there waiting for collection. She was coming down to collect it, and lo and behold, the whole street was flooded. Luckily enough, thanks to
tears.
I'm telling you, we don't know the woman or anything, but there's like a lot of brides. They're under a lot of pressure coming up to the wedding, especially the days before it, without worrying that your dress might have been washed out in a flood. But thankfully there were a couple of officers in the PSNI who were able to gain access to the business and rescue the dress and had it waiting for at Ardmore Police Station. So we have a picture of her as well in her wedding dress on the big day. You know, it's a lovely story. You know, it shows you, I suppose, community policing at its best.
Oh, absolutely.
They're able to help.
I tied my rambles in the paper this week into the comet. I've been talking about the comet, and I was remembering another comet, Hale Bopp.
Yes.
About 10 years ago, thereabouts, and Hale Bopp. And on that occasion, we came into Newry in a flotilla of small boats. And I tell the story, but boats and me, I'm just a romantic old fool. I love boats. But recommend Rowan's Rambles to you in the paper today if you want a wee touch of nostalgia and a wee touch of nauticalia, let's say, whatever. Lead me on, oh great editor, sir.
Yes, well, we do have, I suppose, a nice picture page of that. I'm not sure if you know this or not, Rowan, but Santa Claus arrived at the Quays on Saturday, and
Yes.
a great reception with the boys and girls there. So
I gather so.
and then we have the Christmas lights being turned on in Newry on Friday night.
That has happened.
Yeah, happening.
It's going to happen
Yeah,
this Friday.
yes,
yeah.
and we have
So you're looking forward to that.
With the Santa run as well, so
Yeah.
taking place. So it's you know, I suppose Christmas is officially kick-started.
Ah, yeah, it is.
know.
Someone said on Facebook, and I responded gently. I didn't, because I'm an observer of these things. And someone said, in response to the Quays and the butter crane opening Santa this week, too soon, come back in December. Now, my response was, when I put it, Rowan hand wrote in the Facebook thing, well, look, it is as it is. We can't change it. But the spirit of Christmas should go on all year round.
Well, that's the thing.
And if you saw the looks on the faces of the children down there on Saturday, it was by no means too early. It was perfect for them.
Well, that's the thing. If it was too early, nobody would turn up.
Absolutely.
You know, and you can see from the public demand.
That was there. And the other thing the Quays did, Santa was telling me, I had words with him, they've given him £500. The Quays, every day, the one day a year that Santa comes, they give, for the last 14 years, they've given Santa £500 for projects in Africa, India and Newry. Can you imagine?
That is absolutely
It's
fantastic.
good, and it
Yeah,
kickstarts the goodness of Santa for the year. That's all good. That's all good indeed. Now, what else is exciting your interest, dear boy?
Well, we have also in the paper we have a story, a rather unusual story about an on-the-run raccoon, if you can believe that.
In Newry?
Yes, he was found at Daisy Hill Hospital. We're not, believe it or not, we're not sure if the raccoon came from Belfast Zoo or from, I think it was up in Ballymena as well. There was another raccoon who went missing.
There was a miss. I remember the Belfast raccoon gone missing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
And where was he found, Patrick?
in the grounds of Daisy Hill
Just
Hospital.
wandering around.
Yeah, we have a picture of him being taken away by the USPCA in the thing, and his wee face looking out. As if
I suppose the big question is, how does one catch one's raccoon?
I don't know. But,
We'll not give it a try.
they're certainly resourcely little critters. Anyway.
They are that.
You know,
they are that
get from
indeed.
Belfast to Newry without having to take any
amazing,
form of
isn't it?
transport, I
You
suppose.
can see
Yeah.
him joking in onto the bus and hiding and
That's it.
being taken down. They
Dodging his fur.
They look very like the thing I did a safari on once, pine martens.
Oh,
There's
yes,
a pine
yeah,
marten,
yeah,
these
yeah.
wee fellows like a raccoony fellow. So what else is their way going now?
Well, we have also then, I suppose, moving into sport, we have Warren Pointer through to the Ulster final in intermediate football, which is an amazing achievement. They beat, I can't remember now who they were playing at the weekend, it escapes me, but they were favourites going into it. They had a great win.
Yes.
And I suppose with both Crossmaglen and Kilcoo going out of the seniors, I suppose everybody in the district is kind of looking at Warren Point now and seeing great things coming from them.
And your sports fellow, Stevie Malone, who we both know well.
We do.
Stevie, he'll be delighted with this new sort of challenge that they're going up in the world, and it increases the interest in
Well, that's it.
football
It keeps the local interest going in the Ulster Championship. So
it does surely.
it's all good.
Yeah. Now, your plans for covering the lights on Friday night.
Oh, we do, yeah.
And the Santa Run.
Of course, yes.
Have you a Democrat team going in?
I couldn't possibly say.
Oh, he's keeping it quiet. Just the hidden.
We're trying to find a victim.
Yeah, the hidden weapon. Get him in there. Get Democrat in there. So paper's going well. Everything's
Absolutely, Rowan. Yeah,
nice.
it's all going from strength.
There's
to
always
strength,
a strong community feel to it. You are, And that's exemplified in the pictorial feature you have ongoingly. It's like a kind of school feature, and children,
Oh yeah,
children being happy.
Kids say the funniest things. Yes,
Yeah.
where Brian Hyland and Noel Moan,
Yeah.
so no strangers to yourself,
Oh,
Rowan.
God,
They would
good
call
people.
out every
Yeah.
Wednesday morning and talk to a local primary one class, and
Yeah.
every week you can guarantee it's going to be one of the better parts of the paper.
What they're gonna say.
just for giggles, really.
Just for giggles.
Yeah, and some of them, their train of thought and their logic, it would put you an eye to shame sometimes.
It's a pity
How
how
they
they
see the
grow
world.
up. You know,
Well,
sometimes you would
yeah.
think.
Well, some of us don't grow up, bro.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. I'm happy with that. We think of Dan Dare, pilot of the
That's
future.
it, yes, yeah.
Who wants to grow up in these situations? But one of the things that I saw happen with Santa on Saturday, children are so beautiful in what they do, and there was a very wonderful wee boy down there on Saturday, and he was of the Down syndrome community.
Yes.
Very, very special boy. And my knowledge of Down syndrome folk is that they're very happy, very musical, very artistic, and they bring with them the gift of making other people happy.
Yes.
I think Santa got the shock of his life. The little boy came up to him and planted the most amazing smackaroo, first on his cheek and then on his lips.
Very good.
This wee fella, he's that size there.
Ah.
And he put the arms around Santa. I watched it, I saw it, and sang Santa a song.
That's amazing. Lovely.
That's Christmas
Yeah,
for you, isn't
that
it?
that is the spirit of Christmas.
Paddy, you'll come back to me next week.
I will, of course, won't.
God bless you. Go
Thank
well.
you.
God
All
love
right.
you. You're a good man.
No problem.
Patrick Ryan, the editor of the Newry Democrat.
Advertise your business here.